Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into some crucial tips for all you automatic car drivers out there. Driving an automatic is incredibly common, and while it's generally considered easier than driving a manual, there are still some common mistakes people make. Mistakes that can really do some damage. So today I'm going to walk you through 5 of those mistakes so you can make sure you're treating your automatic transmission right. This first one seems obvious, but you'd be surprised how often it happens. Never, ever shift your car into park while it's still rolling. Your transmission is a complex piece of machinery with a lot of moving parts. When you put the car in park, a little metal pin called a parking pawl engages with a toothed wheel to lock up the transmission and keep your car from moving. If you engage that pawl while the car is still moving, even just a little bit, it can cause serious damage. You can break the pawl, chip the teeth on the wheel, and in the absolute worst case scenario, you could even destroy the whole transmission. So, yeah, not a good scene. The takeaway here is make sure your car is fully stopped before you even think about shifting into park. It only takes a second to avoid a potentially massive repair bill. I know it can be tempting to just slip your car into neutral and coast down that big hill thinking you're saving fuel or something, but trust me, it's not worth it. For one thing, coasting in neutral actually doesn't really save you much fuel in modern cars. Your engine is smarter than you think, and it cuts fuel delivery when you're going downhill in gear. More importantly though, coasting in neutral reduces your control over the vehicle. You don't have engine braking to help you slow down, and if you need to accelerate suddenly to avoid an obstacle, you're going to have a bad time. So stick to keeping the car in gear when you're going downhill. It's safer, and you're not really gaining anything by coasting in neutral anyway. This might seem like a weird one, but I've seen it so many times. People just resting their hand on the gear lever while they're driving along. It's like an armrest or something, I don't know. But here's the thing, when you do that, you're putting unnecessary pressure on the transmission's internal components. Over time, this can lead to premature wear and tear. It's not like it's going to instantly break your transmission, but why risk it? Your transmission works hard enough as it is, so do it a favor and keep your hand off the gear lever unless you're actually shifting gears. Your transmission will thank you in the long run. This one is more of a safety thing than anything else. Driving with 2 feet, one on the gas and one hovering over the brake, might seem like a good idea in theory, but in reality, it's a recipe for disaster. When you're in a panic situation, your body naturally wants to stomp on something, and if one foot is already hovering over the brake, chances are you're going to hit both pedals at the same time. This can lead to all sorts of problems, from confusing your car's stability control system to simply not braking effectively. So do yourself a favor and stick to 1 foot for driving. It's the safest way to operate your vehicle. I know the parking brake. It's that little lever that often gets neglected. But here's the thing, it's there for a reason, and that reason is to make sure your car doesn't roll away when you're parked. When you engage the parking brake, you're actually locking up the rear wheels, not relying on the transmission to hold the car in place. This is especially important when you're parked on a hill or an incline. So get into the habit of using your parking brake every time you park. It takes 2 seconds, and it could save you from a lot of headaches down the line. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more automotive advice. Taking care of your automatic transmission isn't complicated, but it does require a little bit of knowledge and awareness. By avoiding these common mistakes, you'll help keep your car running smoothly and safely for years to come. Drive safe.